Okay, so I've been getting a lot of people sending me things lately, like questions and stuff about how to stay motivated. And I think because everyone's in quarantine, like, and time is blended together, they're like, it's really easy to get demotivated.
Yeah.
Like, how do you stay on track and stuff? How do you stay motivated?
I have to give myself daily goals. Like the night beforehand, I set it up where I'm like, all right, this is what I want to accomplish throughout the week. What am I gonna do tomorrow to get another step towards my like final goal?
That's awesome.
So I'm like, I have to wake up already knowing what I'm gonna do that day. So when I finish that thing I'm trying to do that day, I'm like, I did it. I accomplished it, now I can relax.
That's true, because sometimes
Nice.
I'm like, I'm gonna jack off 4 times today instead of 2 times.
I feel like us people who are like self-employed, which is everybody here, right? We have a leg up on this quarantine a little bit.
True.
Yeah.
Our entire professional career has been like, our goals were not decided, or our tasks
Schedule.
have not been decided by somebody else, right?
Right.
It's always been like, all right, we need to do this because we decided we need to do this.
Because I missed working at a job where there's days where I'm not motivated,
Yeah.
but I have to be there. So out of fear, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. because I don't want to get fired. I gotta drive to my workplace, and then like I'm there and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm at work because now I'm gonna be productive.
And you're not gonna jack off 4 times a day.
I'm not. Well, maybe I still will.
That's his goal. Maybe that's his goal.
Oh.
That is a goal of
Wow.
He wanted to go increase from 2 to 4.
And maybe
As long as you accomplish your goals, that's what matters.
One time, my coworker sent me a nude, and then I jacked off in the bathroom, and then after
Coworker?
yeah, we went.
Why do you always make us think about your dick, man?
You don't have to think about my dick. You could just think about the coworker being naked.
What? Too late. You brought that in too late at the end of the fucking story.
You're
sorry.
thinking about Joe's dick.
Fuck.
Bart sent you a nude?
By the way, no, but I've probably seen his dick more than I've ever wanted
Well,
to.
if you didn't jack off, you're okay.
I've never seen it hard.
I saw it covered in sriracha.
Oh wow.
And
I've had to film
hot.
Bart's dick.
Me too. I've
Many of our crew. You know what?
I've had to edit out
Have you
so
seen
many.
his dick yet? No. Okay. I don't
You
need
know how
to.
many times
You don't need
I've
to.
had
You're
to
gonna.
edit out Bart's dick?
I've seen his
Film
balls
in a
dipped in a
vlog.
cup of milk.
She'd be vlogging and then she turns around in the bathroom, right? Like
And
she's
then
doing her makeup.
don't I apologize in the video?
But you don't know. You don't even know you're filming him. He's in the shower just standing there washing his dick.
There's been times when Bart would pee, and people would have to film the pee.
wait, why?
Oh, for parties.
It's JK, bro.
Oh, okay.
There's so many things I think within our company that if anyone just wanted to do a sexual harassment lawsuit, it could happen. Even within our text
Even
conversations.
documented.
Oh, yeah. Oh, our text conversations are.
Even our group text conversations.
But I feel like with that, you have backtracking because the people that actually plan the videos and like, yeah, that's a good idea, are the ones filming it and have to edit it.
That could be true. Yeah.
Could be. But in most cases, it's unwanted and it's just happening.
Most of it's never planned out.
Or invented in the moment.
These are all jokes, by the way.
Yeah.
We're just kidding, guys.
Okay.
It's a good question though, because I get that too. Is like
Yeah.
a lot of people right now, I think they don't have direction, and it's because, like you said, like well, what Nelson mentioned is that I think a lot of people are working or going to school, or they go throughout lives with someone telling them and giving them structure. This is what's expected out of you. This is the assignments you need to turn in. This is that, right? So then you stop, or you don't even know how to motivate yourself to create work for yourself.
Right.
And that's what I really miss, is that someone telling me what to do.
Yeah. I think a lot of people realize that like when they have nothing to do, that they actually miss work. People are posting all the time like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I want to go back to my job.
Yeah, people crave structure.
Yeah, exactly. They need a purpose.
They need purpose, they need structure.
And deadlines, man. If you give yourself a deadline, so even if you're just doing something hobby-wise, it's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna write this book, I'm gonna write this movie. If you give yourself a deadline that you have to get it done by, that is the best thing you can do to motivate yourself. Like, because especially if you're working for yourself with something, and by that I mean, if you're listening to me and you're like, well, I'm turning off my brain now because I work for somebody else. I'm talking about, you're working for yourself if you're trying to accomplish your goal for your
Anything,
life.
yeah.
Right. So it's like, if you can just say, I have to get it done by this time, then you are, accountable to something.
Remember, Steve? I was on the live stream and I told you I wasn't gonna jack off, and for 2 days I didn't.
You did so good.
Was that the goal? 2 days?
Well, I still played with it, but then Steve says I didn't.
And we're back with your dick.
Dude, have you been using that man oil?
Gio,
Yes.
he didn't come.
If you don't come, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't want to think about his dick all the time. His fucking hand.
Okay, just one more time.
Stop thinking about my dick.
Just think about his dick one more time, because then the next day on our live stream, he admitted, he had the balls to say, you know what, I failed.
Yep,
Do you know what, Gio, when he brings up masturbating, I don't know why, but because when I think about masturbating, I think about my own self, so I just think about him rubbing a clit.
I'm like, I think not of myself, because I gross myself out. I think
A lot of people in this room, dude.
I think of chimpanzee jacking off and I laugh.
Do you also think of Nadeem now because you guys share the same man oil?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It's difficult for me to be aroused and think of even my own dick.
I picture everyone in this room having sex. I have honestly done that.
Well, you too horny, girl.
No, it doesn't turn me on. It's more the science hat. It's like curiosity. It's not like I'm not going, oh yeah.
My mind can't even go there because I'll barf.
I'm picturing you and Bart having sex right now.
I can picture it. In my head, does Bart look confused though?
He has no facial expression. I'll give you a hint. There's no facial expression.
Bart looks like
Looks like
that.
he's thinking about doing push-ups or something.
That's it. You got it.
We gotta
It's like sets and reps the whole time.
The best thing about Bart.
Set. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Sex and reps.
The best thing about Bart is we could give him the note that he needs more facial expressions during sex, and he'll work on it.
And then he'll
mechanically work on it.
But he'll be like this.
I love him. That's the best.
He'll be in front of the mirror the next morning at 5 a.m. like,
That's all I want. Yep.
That's all I want.
Or just during.
How many people would do that?
I know, no, not many. Not
I
many.
love him.
He's got the E in effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like when I get asked this question, like I think because when you're working at a job, you're like, God, it would be so good to not have to show up every day. It'd be so good to like just be at home, like
But there's a
not
lot
have
of
rules.
good things in it.
Yeah, and then you get there, and like I've been self-employed for 7 years full time now, and the first year is like, oh shit, it's all up to me. Like
It's hard.
if I don't get the things done, then I don't make any money and I can't pay my bills. And then you almost start daydreaming about going back to a job
Yeah.
because you're like, at least I know what I'm doing there. Because right now it's like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do.
Everything's on you.
Yeah, and so I think mostly I've been motivated out of fear because I'm like, I remember being broke as shit and I'm like, I don't want to go back to that life. So I felt like I created this work addiction because I'm like, I feel like if I stop working, I'm gonna
Go broke?
Like, yeah, and not be able to pay my bills or something like that.
But have you ever gotten to the point where you have so much money in your bank account that you could last for 5 years straight and then you get sad? Because you don't have that fire.
I have not reached that point yet, but maybe one day, Joe.
I know what that feeling is.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, right, I thought all I needed was like $250,000 in my bank account, this and this, like I just needed everything to set me off and be to be okay.
Yeah.
I actually got hella depressed. And I don't even want to sound like those guys that are like, oh, I'm so privileged, I don't know how to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
It's literally,
You don't feel like you're living for something.
yeah, because I didn't realize that I was so motivated by fear that once you got security,
Yeah.
you don't know what drives you anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those athletes that become first place, right? And then like they don't know what else to live for.
I never felt sadder than after I accomplished my goal, which was my fucking childhood goal of starring in a movie.
And then you do it, and you don't know what to do next.
Yeah, but people are I feel like the stupid people are the one that are like, oh, that's white privilege or that's a specific type of privilege, because you should be telling them how you actually feel, because then people aren't motivated by just money alone. Or
That's what I want to tell people out there is that it's never gonna be good enough, right? So you can be like, I always thought, hey, as long as I'm financially stable, I have this much money, I can buy all the things I want, I would feel relaxed. But it didn't relax
Do you
me.
know why? Because people think that happiness is getting rid of all their problems, but happiness is actually from solving problems. So if you don't have any more problems to solve,
Yeah.
you're not happy anymore.
And I actually became a lot happier when I made a very risky investment move, and I went down to zero, and I owed $100,000, and I was in a mode, a panic crisis mode. I didn't know why, but that made me feel alive.
Because you're solving again. You're solving a problem again. Yeah.
Which most people will be depressed if they were in that position.
Yeah.
Well, you can be, but it's also a motivator. Conflict is a prime motivator.
Do you know also, once you've made that much money, like, you have the confidence almost that you can make it again, right? So you
Yeah,
can solve the
yeah,
problem
you're
again.
right.
That's
You're
why
right.
a lot of people that get super rich, like make $1 million, and then they go bankrupt.
Right.
They make their second $1 million way faster than the first
That
million.
makes sense.
Because they know how, and they know all the ways they failed before, and they
It's also a different mindset now.
We talked about this subject 2 weeks ago, right? Like passions and motivations and stuff. And I think the problem is when you make that one goal your motivation, rather than finding out what is motivating that goal and making that what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, so once you finish that goal, you still know what's motivating you and why you decided to make that goal in the first place. Because you'll have an infinite amount of goals based on if you realize what motivated that first goal.
Right.
But if you finish that one thing, then you're gonna be lost without purpose.
And also, some days I'm not motivated, but I just do it anyway. And sometimes you start off not motivated, and then you do the thing you said you were gonna do, and then you start getting into it, and you get in a flow state, and then you are motivated. Because
I think that's what helped the most is you can't think your way into motivation. You just gotta physically start
doing
something.
it. Yeah.
You don't wait for it to happen to you randomly. You have to just do it.
I went through years of battling with that because I would sit here and I would think for motivation to happen.
Yeah.
But then a lot of the times, if you just start cleaning your room a little bit, then before you know it, you're cleaning the whole house. It's same with working out. You just get to the gym and you start do a little bit here.
You just gotta keep your promises to yourself.
The biggest thing, it's like if you really want to do it, just do it.
And if I'm not motivated, I'll just go on a walk, and sometimes just getting into the movement.
Yeah.
Like you just don't want to stop moving. So after you're done with the walk, you're like, well, now I'll clean this part of the house.
I would say that is the secret that I wish I knew way earlier is the physical state. Is just deal with that first. Or do the little thing, like if you want to write a book, just write a paragraph. And then it'll start to snowball. But then a lot of the times we try to figure it out before we even fucking do it, and that is what I battled with for fucking years.
Starting is for sure. Like even with training, say you want to lose weight or like just get into working out, it's obviously the first week is like this is horrible, but then you find pleasure in that pain.
Well, people see the mountain. They're like, how am I going to lose 15 pounds? Like they see the end from here, and they're like, it seems like huge. It's like, no, don't focus on the losing 15 pounds. Focus on the how do I get
on the how instead of the why?
How do I move my body for 30 minutes today?
I'm the opposite where I'm like, I have like the end goal. I do set up maybe like little like tick marks or whatever, and I can make like a checklist, but I think just starting and knowing that it is a hurdle, and if I don't start now, it's gonna take longer to get there. And because for me, I like getting motivated by the cold turkey method, where it's just like, just start, it's gonna be hard, but then it's gonna get easier.
So it's also important to know yourself. Like I realize I thrive in risk and panic sometimes.
Yeah.
And then for other people, maybe they like calmer, or some people like a huge commitment, and others might want just baby steps.
For me, it's anger. Anger is my biggest motivator. And once I realized that about myself, exactly. Hate can be one.
Hate's a huge motivator.
Anger for me gets me going, and it helps me focus that in the right way. Like, I look at my entire body of work and I only see what I could have done better, and it makes me fucking mad, right? And so I take it from there to the next one. And it's like, I'll get better on the next one. And then it's like, you know, I can't watch anything I've made these days. I just can't.
So when you watch Star Wars, do you relate to the dark side?
I guess I can.
He's motivated by the dark side.
Prequel's dark side. That's
Emperor
pussy ass shit.
Palpatine. Fuck yes.
Yeah, that guy. He had some sick. He had said some sick shit. Had some good ideas.